welcome to the Mommy Bitch channel, and I wanted to take some time to do my entire first trimester update before I start with my 15-week update. I'm now 15 weeks pregnant, and it would have been great to update you guys beforehand, but I just really wanted to take care of myself and just really kind of savor the moments before sharing it with everyone. So yeah, I wanted to recap my first trimester, my entire first trimester, so hopefully this video wouldn't be too long. But pretty much we found out that we were pregnant a few days before Christmas, and it was really exciting. My husband brought home the pregnancy test. When I saw the 2 lines, I think just calm came over me. It was really different from when I found out I was pregnant with my other children. I think because I'm older now and I have had the experience of having 2 children previously. At that point, that's when I knew I was like a woman. I don't know. Like, I felt ready. I felt not like nervous, not worried, just really capable, and I don't know how to. So some early symptoms, I had really sore breasts, and with baby P I had stopped breastfeeding him like a few months earlier, so I was like, why do I feel like I am engorged or just full of milk again? And so I was like talking to my husband, I'm like, my boobs hurt, and I didn't really even think that I might be pregnant, or that might be why, I don't know. And then another strong symptom was just my sense of smell. Oh my goodness, I could smell anything. I remember I was over at my in-laws' house, and my cousin had left like chicken in the oven overnight. Like, he had baked chicken and forgot it in the oven, and I walked by the oven and I'm like, there's chicken in this oven, and the oven hadn't even been on or anything. I was like, is this chicken good? Because that's another thing, like, I was craving chicken for my first like 8 to 10 weeks. All I wanted was fried chicken, and I would like text my husband all caps, I need some chicken. It would be late at night and he would be coming home from work just driving around trying to find fried chicken. I know this might confuse some people because I do talk about vegetarianism a lot. We do cook mainly vegetarian at home. I'm like the only one that eats like chicken and lamb and things like that, but my husband and my sons just eat a little bit of fish, and that's more recently. They were like pretty much vegan before, but yeah, that's just a disclaimer. Another thing with this pregnancy that was like so different from the other pregnancies was that I showed super early, like 6 weeks, and my dad was like looking at me and he was like, are you pregnant or do you need a girdle? I was like, oh, Dad. But people found out like really early. This one lady at my church was like the second person to ask, and she has like 10 children, so she really knows, like, I don't know, studies the body, I don't know, she really like is really observant. And she was like, are you expecting? And I was like, OMG, we better tell our family because we don't want somebody else to like tell our family. So we told our family, and that was pretty kind of like, I was a little bit nervous because I'm like, how are they gonna take it? Oh my goodness, we're going on our 3rd child. How are they gonna take this? But all I know is that we were excited, and really that's what matters most. And I think just like with other things, like I remember when I chopped my hair off, I realized that other people like it if you like it, and I noticed that with this pregnancy, it's like I'm happy and I'm loving it, and people are responding to me that way, so that's pretty awesome. Other things, I have like notes here. So I went in for my 8-week, I believe it was 8-week ultrasound. Yeah, and that was pretty awesome. However, it was weird because it was a vaginal ultrasound, and I had never heard of a vaginal ultrasound. Well, I did hear about it because Jeannie from a little about a lot talked about having to have a vaginal ultrasound, and I'm like, huh, I haven't heard about that before. And then when I went in, it's a new facility that I'm going to, and they were like, it's gonna be vaginal, that's what your doctor ordered. And I'm like, what? And I had my children there and my husband. I'm like, what is this gonna feel like? Is it gonna be weird? Is it gonna be awkward? I need my husband to be there to see the baby. And she just told me it was gonna be fine. So I had a sheet draped over, and it was just this thing that they put up vaginally, and just saw the baby, and it was just so cute. Like the little hands were moving, and there was a little heartbeat, and it was just so awesome. It was just so beautiful. And the boys, oh yeah, so the boys are taking it like super great. The first person at all that we told was Baby P, because we know he couldn't tell anybody. We couldn't tell VJ because he would broadcast it. So we told Baby P, and he kind of stared at us, and I'm like, do you understand you're gonna have a baby brother or sister? And he just smiled, and I'm like, do you want a boy or a girl? And he's like, girl. And then when I eventually told VJ, but they both want a sister, so we'll see if they're gonna get a sister. So yeah, the vaginal ultrasound, and then at 10 weeks, I went in for like kind of like an intake thing before I saw the midwife. So it was just like general screening done by the nurse, asking me a whole bunch of questions like, do you have this, that in your family, and you guys know how that goes. So that was pretty great. I really like this new facility. The people are really awesome and really accepting of natural childbirth, so I'm really excited about that. So yeah, the nurse talked to me, and we left, and we talked about a lot of things, and yeah, everything, my screening seemed fine. And then at 12 weeks is when I went to the midwife for the first time. It was just so awesome. It was like my first time really seeing a midwife rather than an OB/GYN, and it was just so great. Like, she stayed in there with me forever, just talking to me, and just we heard the baby's heartbeat from the Doppler, and that was really exciting. The heartbeat was over 160, and I went like a couple weekends ago. I was talking to a friend, and she has 2 girls, and she's like, you're having a girl, you're having a girl, the heartbeat is over 160. And so I don't think my boy's heartbeat was ever that fast, so I'm really excited to go back to my 16-week checkup to see how the heart rate is. I hope that's true, guys. I really hope it's true, but you know, I don't know. So yeah, so I heard the baby's heart rate, heartbeat, and that was beautiful. It's always beautiful, and I always cry. And she did a pap smear and a check of everything, and they haven't called me back, so I guess everything's fine. And so that was wonderful, and it was so interesting. She talked to me about my feet. She was like, oh, what size are your feet? You look like you have pretty big feet. And so that was interesting. She was like, oh, you have good feet. That's why you have good deliveries. Like my first baby, from the time I felt the first contraction, it was like 11.5 hours to when he came out, and then the second one from the time I felt the first contraction was 6 hours. So hopefully this one goes down. So she said, I don't know, have you guys heard that before? If you have bigger feet, then your labor is shorter. I don't know, it has to do something with the pelvis or the cervix or something, opening the pelvis, opening wider. I don't know, but that was interesting. And I'm a big like intuitive person. I'm really into feelings and stuff like that, and so I just really got a good vibe from her, and that was really reassuring, and that was really awesome. So I think that's it. Other symptoms so far, or other symptoms in my first trimester, let me think. Well, just being hungry, just eating. Oh yeah, I ate like so much. Like, I was hungry all the time, and I didn't want to cook, so I bought food a lot. And I had posted on my Facebook status because I had gained, when I went in, I think at, was it 6 weeks or 7 weeks? I can't remember, but I was like 4 pounds. Yeah, I think like 4 pounds over my normal weight, and I was like, seriously, like, this is crazy. But I guess all of those fried chicken and like Taco Bell was like, you know, catching up to me. And yeah, we wanted to start saving more money because we have goals that we want to meet. And so I started to just cook at home for like 2 weeks, not eating out at all. And I went back, and I was 3 pounds lighter than when I went in, and that was crazy. I think that was like at my 10-week visit. I had lost 3 pounds, and I wasn't throwing up or anything. Oh, that's another thing. I wasn't throwing up or anything, and so that was kind of weird to just you know, I was kind of nervous. I'm like, how is the baby if I'm losing weight? And it was just from me just eating at home, but they said that that's totally fine. And so yeah, I'm just gonna try to like curb my just predict when I'm gonna be hungry and try to eat, you know, like try to eat as healthy as possible. I said something else that, oh, I saw morning sickness or anything. I think my first 8 weeks, when I wake up, I would feel a bit nauseous. And I read somewhere that drinking a cold glass of water helped, and that really helped me. So the first thing I do now as soon as I wake up is like I put my water in a glass with ice and I drink it, and that gives me a little bit of time before eating breakfast, because I only get nauseous when my stomach is like empty, and so I try to always eat a, you know, a healthy snack or something. So yeah, that cold water in the morning did help with my nausea. So that's the kind of recap of my first trimester. I hope it wasn't scattered and all over the place, but I wanted to like let you know what was going on in the first trimester. So I'm gonna now record my 15-week update for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments, questions, leave them below and I'll be sure to answer them.